Hey guys, I'm Deepthi and today's video is going to be a really nice one because it's makeup dupes video. So on one side I have the high-end side and the other side I have the affordable products. So I'll just stay right here like this. Guess which one is the high-end side and which one is the affordable side. Pause the video and comment down below because I'm anyways about to reveal it in the next 5 seconds. So anyways, on one side of my face I used high-end products and on the other side of my face I used affordable products. And this was a video I was meaning to do for a really long time because the last time I did a video like this was about 2 to 3 years ago, and now I have a little bit more updated products, so I wanted to film this, but I was waiting for the right time to do this video. I was collecting the right products for this as well, finding out the exact dupe closest matches. So we are here right now and I'm so happy that it turned out the way it did. Look at that, it's so nice. I really like it. I mostly have really nice high-end products, just one that's not high-end, but you will see that in today's video. So let's get to the video and then I'll tell you guys my final take on the products as usual. So for the eye side, the eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia brow pomade. This one I got it from the Anastasia website itself a while back, and the shade is not the absolute best match for my hair, of course, because it is soft brown, but I just got my hands on whatever was available. So I really like how the Anastasia brow pomade looks. I mean, it is a little bit lighter, but it gives you more of a softer look than something that is a little bit more deeper because it looks a little bit harsh. So it was really nice to fill it in. It's a really creamy product. I got this a while back and it still hasn't dried down. You guys can see it is still creamy looking in the pan. And the affordable alternative that I have for that is from LA Girl. This is the LA Girl brow pomade and this one is in the shade dark brown. So now on the affordable side I'm going to be using the LA Girl brow pomade and I'm using this with the Plume P15 brush. So with that we complete the brows. Now moving on to the eyes, I have something that is not so much of a newer product. This one is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette that is very similar to that. Again, is no surprise, a lot of people have already mentioned this one is the Makeup Revolution Velvet Rose palette, reloaded palette in the shade Velvet Rose. So I always wanted to test this out and see if they are quite similar, so that is what we're going to be doing today. And two of the shades have come shattered in my palette, so I'm going to be inserting a picture of the shades I'm going to be using from the palette because of the two shades that are shattered. It might fall apart when I'm showing you guys that way. So now taking the shade called Burnt Orange, that's the transition shade. Wow, I love how those matte shades just blend in no time. It's so easy to blend them. Wow, I love that. And then taking a similar shade from the affordable palette, that is this shade that seems quite similar. There are no shade names in this palette, so I have to point it out. This one is a little bit more pigmented than this and a little bit more deeper, but we can get it up there. We can add on and build on it and get it to look like that other shade. So now moving on to this shade called Sienna and applying it more so towards my crease. I love how deep that shade is. Taking a little bit more of that burnt orange shade and just blending it. And then on this side, I'm going to be taking this shade that is very similar to the shade in Sienna. Like this is Sienna and this is the shade from the Makeup Revolution palette. It is very different in terms of tones when you swatch it on your hand, but let's see how it looks on the eyelid because sometimes it pulls out to be a lot different. Concentrating it towards my crease. Yeah, there is a definite tone difference in both the shades on the eye, but it's quite similar. Like it is nearing but not quite there. Now taking the shade called Cypress Umber and applying it to my outer corner. Now taking this shade which looks quite similar to Cypress Umber from the affordable palette and applying it to my outer corner. Also giving you guys a quick swatch of both the shades. So this is the shade from the Anastasia palette and this one is the Makeup Revolution palette shade. Then taking the shade called Rustic and applying it to diffuse all those harsh edges on the outer corner and in my crease. Similarly taking this shade that is quite similar to the shade Rustic from the affordable palette. So far I feel like this brown is not the most pigmented dark brown shade. This is the thing across Makeup Revolution palettes, like the matte shades are a little bit stiff in the pan and they're not as pigmented. It needs a lot of building up to do. And then going to be cutting my crease on both the sides. This is the Pro Art PF01 brush. I love this brush for when you want to cut your crease. And then from the Anastasia palette, I'm going to be taking the shade called Bronze. Just spritzing my brush a little bit because I want it to be a little bit more intense. And then using the similar shade from the Makeup Revolution palette. There's one thing with Makeup Revolution shimmers that I've noticed is that it flakes. Like if you try to build it up or like pick it up from the pan, it does flake quite a bit. Like I can see it clump up already on my eyelid. It's not bad or anything, I'm just letting you guys know. And I usually don't find the need to wet Makeup Revolution shimmer shades. I like the way it is. So this is how the eyes look right now. I applied a liner off camera. I don't really have any dupes for eyeliner, so I just applied it off camera. But I'm going to be smudging the eyeliner with a black shade from this palette. So I'm going to be taking the shade Noir and just smudging it on this side. It's a super pigmented black shade which you can use just this as a liner as well. Now I'm taking the Makeup Revolution black shade. It's not like a matte black, it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but we'll see how it's going to translate on the eyes. I'm literally out of brushes, you guys. I've been filming non-stop and I don't really have time to wash my brushes, and right now just out of brushes. Okay, even this is pretty decent. Like it's not the most intense black, but it's okay. It's a buildable black shade. Okay, and then for mascara on this side, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. It has a pretty thick wand right here. It's pretty lengthening and volumizing, and this reminds me so much of my favorite mascara from the affordable range, which is the Mars Fabulash mascara. This is one of my absolute favorite mascaras, and it just does the job pretty well. And I feel like expensive mascaras are just a little bit overrated. At least most of the ones I have tried out. It gave me the same amount of length and same amount of volume like the Too Faced mascara itself. So next up for the high-end side, I have this one. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Supplement. Now I got this one a while back. When I was at a Bobbi Brown counter, the sales assistant used this on my skin and my foundation looked beautiful. And I was like, what is this product? So I ordered this from the Bobbi Brown website, like the official website, because they had a good discount deal. And you can't find this anymore. It is discontinued. It's one of my favorite pre-makeup products to use. I used to use this constantly and I had to intentionally put this one aside because one, you cannot find this anymore. And two, I'm a creature of habit. Look at how nice and glowy it makes your skin look. So more than a skincare benefit of this, I like to use this underneath makeup. It holds on to the makeup really well. Like the foundation glides on, it looks glowy, and it also adheres to the skin pretty well. So an affordable alternative that I have is from Wet n Wild. This one is their primer serum as well. And this, I'm not sure if it is available anymore. Now this I feel like is very similar in terms of consistency, the way it looks on the skin, the way it applies, the glowiness, the priming factors, like how it makes the foundation go on really smooth, adheres to the skin. All of that, I find it to be very similar in this product as well. You can use it a little bit more lavishly, but because I'm using this only for half of my face, I'm taking a little lesser product. I find that the consistency of this Wet n Wild serum is a little bit more thin compared to the Bobbi Brown. The Bobbi Brown one has a little bit more of a thicker consistency, but on the skin they feel the same. And next up for primer, I'm going to be using the Smashbox primerizer. This is a primer cum moisturizer. It's a very hydrating product, especially for people with dry skin. A lot of people really love this. It has a very runny consistency, but it keeps your skin nice, soft and supple and hydrated. And then for the affordable side, I'm going to be using this one. This is the Sugar Aquaholic Priming Moisturizer. It's not the same consistency, but the way it feels on the skin is pretty similar. That's why I really like it. Like this is what the consistency of the Sugar Primer looks like. It's a more creamy, thick consistency. Nothing like the Smashbox one, but the way it feels on the skin is the same. And this is also said to be like a priming moisturizer. I really like the effect that this moisturizer has on my skin, even slightly over the Smashbox primerizer, because I feel like this one hydrates my skin pretty well and keeps my makeup looking fresh and glowy even throughout the day. Like it doesn't dry your skin out, and I feel like it's very ideal for people with dry skin. I know I am demoing a lot of products, but I wanted to include a lot of dupes in this video. So going ahead with one more dewy product. This is the MAC Strobe Cream. I love this product, and it's a really nice base product to use. Like, you can mix it in with your foundation or just use it underneath your foundation. And this is the consistency of the MAC Strobe Cream. I know it's a little too much right now because I have so much of glowy products already underneath. But this video is about me showing you guys a demo of all of my dupes video. It's something that was heavy on my chest. Like, I wanted to share this with you guys. So that's the reason I am showing you guys so much of a demo. So the affordable side, I'm going to be using the Ikai Goldlite Illuminator Strobe Moisturizer. So this is something I have compared in a dupes video. I've compared all of the possible dupes for the MAC Strobe Cream. I will link it right here so that you guys can check it out. Now I'll pump it out and you can see the consistency of this, quite similar to the MAC Strobe Cream itself, and using this on the affordable side. The MAC Strobe Cream doesn't have any kind of fragrance, but this one does. The reason I'm looking this side, if you guys are wondering, is because I have my monitor right here, and it's a lot easier for me to like look at that as opposed to looking at a mirror, because here I can see how it looks. Okay, with my skin looking extra dewy and like a disco ball, let's go ahead with the foundation. So on the expensive side, I'm going to be using the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation, something you cannot find in India easily. I hope Nars is coming to India because they have some really good products. So I have this one in the shade Valencia, which is a pretty decent match for my skin tone. Taking like one pump first, maybe a little bit more. So taking this much on this side. I have compared this foundation in another video. I have done videos about everything. So that was a foundation dupes video. I think I did that about 2 years ago. And so ever since that video, I did find some newer dupe for this product. So that's the reason I decided to include that in today's video. So this is what the Nars foundation looks like. It's the most skin-like foundation I own. If you want to use like a product that is like your skin but better, you should definitely try this one out. It has a very nice dewy finish. I'm not sure if you would like this if you have oily skin, but it is a savior for people with dry skin. So on the affordable side, the foundation that I have is this one. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation. I have compared this to the previous dupe of the Nars foundation in this video. You can check it out. Those two foundations are quite similar, but this one is the closest to the Nars one because it is a little bit more glowy than the other foundation that I included. So taking about a pump of this. So this is what both the foundations look like side by side. You guys can see they are so similar in terms of finish, the dewiness. I'm so happy I found this because it's so similar, and you can find this Rimmel foundation most of the times on a really good discount, and it's such an underrated product. Not a lot of people talk about this, and I wonder why. So for concealer on the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I did use this concealer in my previous dupes video as well, like my full face of makeup dupes, but I didn't find a close match to this. But right now I do have a similar match. With this concealer, little goes a long way. Make sure you do not use a lot because the mess, the cakiness. This concealer is very long wearing on my under eye area. It doesn't fade away easily, and also it doesn't crease as much, and that's the reason I really like this. But if you have very dry skin, you might not like this concealer. And then on the affordable side, I have another concealer that is from e.l.f. This one is their camo concealer, and this one is in the shade Tan Sand. This I feel like is very close to the Tarte Shape Tape. It's a very good dupe. Again, this you have to use very little amounts of it. Do not go overboard. So whatever foundation was remaining on my hand, I just blended it with the e.l.f. concealer because it's a little bit lighter for my skin tone. And then now to set this on this side, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder. I have this one in the shade Banana. Going to be using this with a very light hand, you guys. Very, very light. So on the affordable side, I'm going to be using this one. This is the Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. Now, I feel like the tint of this is quite similar to the Huda Beauty powder itself. And this is also a very nice finely milled loose powder. The other banana powder that I have is from Mars Cosmetics. That one can be a little bit more pigmented than this. It's not the most light yellow powder. So this is the closest that I found it to be. And I really like how this loose powder is. It's very finely milled and again doesn't dry your under eye area out. Now for bronzer contour, I'm going to be using this one from Huda Beauty. This one is the Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade medium. This is quite dark for my skin tone. Like if you are a couple of shades deeper than my skin tone, this would work. Can you see how dark that is? So I have to be careful to use this with a very, very light hand. Otherwise, it's just a lot harder to blend this one over. And for the affordable side, I have this one. This is the iTex Dazzler Foundation Stick. This one is in the shade Contour FS. You can see, I'll show you guys that the shade is very similar formula. It's blendable, it's nice, and it's just like less than 100 rupees. So, see? Even this I need to use with a very light hand, otherwise I can go a little too much. I can go overboard with it very fast. And you get 9 grams of product in this. In the Huda Beauty one, you get 11 grams of product. So not bad, no, for the price. Blends seamlessly, and I think it's a little dark on my forehead, but we'll fix that. Using the same brush this side, because my brush is so dirty, you guys. And then for blush on the high-end side, I'm going to be using the MAC blush in the shade Peaches. I got this a while back just for this video, and I've used it quite a few times right now. So I'm going to be taking this. This is a very buildable formula. It's a sheer tone blush. For the affordable side, I have something that is very similar. This is the Flower Beauty blush in the shade Peach Primrose. Now in the hand swatches, they look completely different. This one is the MAC shade and this one is the Flower Beauty shade. But this is how they look like on the face. They're both a peach toned blush. Just that the MAC one has a little bit more pink to it as well compared to the Flower Beauty one. And then now to set all of this on the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. It's not like it's a high-end product, but it's for 1,500 rupees in India. I don't really have any other setting spray I would want to dupe. A little bit affordable option is the PAC Micro Finish Makeup Fixing Spray. I just wanted to show you guys that both of these have similar nozzles. They feel the same on the face. So if you don't really want to get the Morphe setting mist, you can use the PAC Micro Finish Makeup Fixer. Wow, just love the nozzle on that. And then using the PAC side on this, I really like the way the PAC one actually splits the product over the Morphe one. So now that my face is drenched in setting spray, let's go ahead with a little bit of highlighter. So for the high-end side, the highlighter I'm going to be using is the Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop. This has been in everybody's favorite for a while, and so first using this, and then using another brush. I have a same brush from Shein as well, and taking this highlighter. This is the Swiss Beauty Fusion highlighter in the shade number 01. This and Champagne Pop are pretty much identical on the skin. You can't really make out much of a difference. I'll also show you guys like a hand swatch of the two. So this is Becca Champagne Pop and this is the Swiss Beauty highlighter. You guys can see they're pretty much the same. I mean, the Champagne Pop has a little bit of a peach reflex to it, but that doesn't really translate on the skin. And you guys can see even in the hand swatch, like actually you can't really make out much of a difference. They are very, very similar, and I really like the formula of the Swiss Beauty highlighter. And then for lipstick on the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Too Faced liquid lipstick in the shade Makin Move. A lot of you guys wanted dupes for this one, so that is what we're going to be doing today. A shade that is very similar to this is from PAC. This one is their Retro Matte Gloss, and this one is in the shade number 08 Smirk. So we're going to let this one dry down for just a bit and I will be back. So yeah, this is the completed look. You guys can see the lipstick is so similar once it's dried down. So if you wanted a really affordable option, which a lot of you guys were asking me for the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick, you can get the PAC Retro Matte Lip Gloss in the shade 08 Smirk. It's very similar. Just that the PAC one dries down a little bit darker, but you can't really make out. And this is like less than half the price of the Too Faced liquid lipstick. Very comfortable formula. I like the formula of the Too Faced one as well, but if you're not willing to shell out that money, you can try out the PAC Retro Matte Lip Gloss. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know what other videos you'd like to watch. Let me know in the comment section. I love reading comments and I like to take suggestions from you guys. And if you have similar makeup products in your collection that you want to let me know about, let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.